To our grand final here at Albion Park, the 2001 Interdominion Pacers. We've got 12 horses hungry for that $500,000, and Barry Purdon will have the horse right on the outside of the front line as they leave the barrier. Holmes, the G, and he joins us trackside here at Albion Park. Now let's just actually go back a few days, and Mountain Gold, a stunning winner, I thought, at Parklands, and I suppose does that sort of cap off what has been a flip-flop season for Mountain Gold? You haven't won the big ones, but you finally got him where you probably hoped he would be earlier on.
He's sort of gone good races, Sheldon, during the season. We never travelled a lot with him. We were sort of hoping that Brisbane would be the one we were getting ready for, and we missed out. But he's certainly gone very good, just to say.
A lot of confidence talking to some of the owners prior to the Parklands race that they were keen to sort of show that maybe the handicaps were the big factor in the Interdominion out here the week before.
Well, it was an attractive race to be in because obviously it was a good race stake-wise, and off the front it makes a big difference to a horse like him who's been chasing all series.
And he won so well that you're probably wishing there were a few more races around there.
Wish the Interdominion had been free for all.
Okay, well, we've got Holmes DG in the big race tonight, and I suppose handicaps may have beaten Mountain Gold, but I don't know, a lot of people saying the draw's going to beat Holmes DG. How do you feel about that? I suppose you were shaking your head when you got the number 8 at Jupiter's on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, it's not the best Sheldon number. I mean, obviously on the outside of the front row is, not the right place to be, but having said that, we've just got to drive for a bit for luck, and I just hope it's a true run race. If it is, it'll give the horses that are on the second line on the outside a show.
As we saw just there in the Miracle Mile, we know he has got the raw power to win an Interdominion Grand Final. How's his health? Because we just did notice on Saturday night that he was back to that sweating up again just before the start. Does that affect his race style?
He's always done a shoulder, and I mean, it's just a part of his makeup, but as far as the horse goes, I'm very, very happy with him. He's really well, and I'm confident that he's back to where he was health-wise. And he's done everything right during the week. He's actually jumping out of his skin, so we still need luck, but I'm sure he'll go well.
How many Group 1 races? He's won about 11 or 12 Group 1 races, hasn't he?
He's won 11 Group 1 races, yes.
Would this be the most satisfying one if he can land this one?
Certainly would. Also.
Who's the dangers tonight, do you think? Who have you got to catch in the last 400 metres if you're coming from the back?
Oh, look, I said at the start of the series, and I won't change, Sheldon, I think Out of the Game's a very, very good horse, and he's a horse that can be used a couple of times in the running, and I just feel he's the one we've all got to beat.
Okay, well, here's hoping it goes to plan. There'll be plenty of tactics out there, and hopefully you're on the back of the right horse or close to the action, Tony Vaughan.
That'll be nice, Sheldon. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us, Barry Purdon, who has the task on Holmes DG to get home from that 8-barrier draw in the Interdominion Grand Final later on tonight. And I think, actually, back home in New Zealand, I think they'll love it if he gets up. I mean, I know there's a lot of support for Courage Under Fire, Australasia-wide, but Holmes DG just deserves to have that final stamp of greatness, and he can absolutely do it tonight if he can land the Interdominion Grand Final. Obviously close to a start at Whitworth Park for race 3. Let's go there.
But he's known as Mr. Interdominion, so we'll introduce royalty as we're supposed to. How are you, Brian?
Good, thanks, Sam. It's pretty great, that's good.
Yeah, 21 years ago you drove your first winner, Koala King. You've come just a little way since then.
Yeah, Ray and Faye Wisby would like to hear you saying that. Yeah, it is. It's a long time. We're all a bit older, a bit wiser, but yeah, Interdominion Grand Finals, and as you said, I'm very fortunate. I've had a good go at them, so but tonight's no different than the other, I don't think.
Well, you are the favourite with the crowd, and it's a big crowd.
Yeah, no, just someone said off course too, it's favourite. I think he's sort of come right in. It's a great crowd, but this horse, I can't believe the last week up here, this horse. It's just incredible. I brought him out of his box the other morning over here at the back of the track, and I counted 42 people there taking photos of him. So, I don't know whether it's me or the horse, but they said it was a horse. So.
We can talk tactics to death, and you're probably already bored of them, but just for the sake of one more question about it, what do you think you'll do from barrier 5?
Sam, I got no idea, and look, I'll play it by ear. Greg and I haven't really spoken about it yet, but, look, this race, I honestly, there's 8 of these horses who can win this race, 8 to 9 horses in this race. If you pick the paper up tomorrow morning and looked and you say that horse won, you wouldn't be surprised. It's a great race. I think Albion Park will just end up with a super race.
The horse himself, you're happy with him?
Yeah, I'm real happy with him. He's just, as he's proved for the last fortnight, he's blossomed, and the week off, I hope it's never had an effect on him. I'd like to have the final last Tuesday, but we got this tonight, and I think he'll run a super race.
You guys must have ice in your veins. I'm feeling nervous for you, but I bet you're going to tell me you don't have any.
Oh no, no doubt I'm a bit chewed up. I'm better now I'm here. it's been a long day, I tell you. It's a long day because this horse has put a certain amount of pressure on all concerned, and I think the public's put the pressure. You know, they sort of think so much of him, they expect so much of him, but you know, I think tonight they'll stand up and be counted, and I think the public just love him. I don't think they put pressure on the horse. Win, lose or draw, I think Courage Under Fire will go home a hero.
Thank you, Brian. Best of luck. There he is, VP Hancock, who will drive Courage Under Fire, the people's horse.
Yes, he certainly is the people's horse, Sam, and they tell me people have been coming out to watch Courage Under Fire in his track work. So magnetic is the appeal of this mighty little pacer. OK, time for a short break on Sky Racing. Back to Albion Park shortly on the occasion of the 2001 Toast.com Interdominion Pacing Final. He speaks with Matthew Gath.
Part of the highlight of this Interdominion final tonight is the fact that we've got a couple of the sons of legends of harness racing competing in the final. One of those is Matthew Gath, son of Brian Gath, and it's Matthew's first taste of Interdominion Grand Final racing, and you've got it on probably a horse who means more to you than anything else, Wally Walton.
Oh, you're certainly right there, Adam. Like, he means a lot to me, this horse, and I guess any horse you get to an Interdominion final with is it's always going to be special to you, but this one, he's my best mate, you know, and so it makes it all worthwhile.
Basically, your dad, I guess he's given you a few different projects throughout your life with certain horses. Harley Hanover, I know you spent a lot of time with him, but Wally Walton has been your baby since the start.
Yeah, that's right. Dad's been good. I've been around a lot of good horses through being with my father, and they're all very similar, you know. The good horses have that different sort of attitude, you know, and you know, this bloke's no different to all the others, you know, except for he's not no Franco Weiss or Mark Avena or something like that, but he's certainly, he's a new kid on the block, and we're proud of him.
He's run 3 placings in the heats, and they've all been encouraging runs, but something we've noticed about him, he seems to be enjoying the almost holiday atmosphere here. He's more relaxed than I've ever seen him.
Yeah, that's right. He's very, very relaxed at the moment. Probably more relaxed than I am at the moment, you know. So, but that's only to be expected, you know. To smell the atmosphere here, Adam. It's all happening. So, no, he certainly is. He's a much better relaxed horse, and the trip away from home certainly helped him.
The draw hasn't been kind. I guess you've got to wait and see.
First time when you look at the draw, barrier 11 always hurts, you know. You go, oh, you know, not too good. But the more we sort of sat down and talked about it, me and my father, and we didn't really want to be in the mad rush early with him, and we're quite happy at the moment with the draw. So where we're drawn, we'll just settle in, you know, midfield or worse, a bit, you know, worse than midfield, and we'll play it by ear. But I mean, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of drivers out there. I mean, there's a lot of speed off the front, and interesting to, you know, to know what Gavin will do on persistency, and at it again, Dennis Wilson. But just I'm looking for the luck like Barry Purd and Holmes DG and Breeny's fella. You know, their horses have got to come into the race pretty late, so we'll be all pushing for that trail home, you know.
There's no doubt about that. Look, congratulations on getting this far. I know your dad will be proud of you tonight, so hello to him at home as well, and keep the fingers crossed, Matty.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. To all the viewers at home that have been had their couple of dollars on Wally Walton for that big, you know, the big price at 151. Don't lose faith in him. He's 110% well, and he's ready to run a big race.
Spoken by a loyal fan and a loyal trainer driver in Matthew Gath. He's one of the interesting factors in tonight's Interdominion final.
Good on you, Adam. Yes, he's a lovely young man, and this is a most significant night in his career to be driving in the final of an Interdominion Championship at this stage of his career. By the way, his dad, Brian, is at Moonee Valley tonight. I notice he's driving Safety Torado in race 6, Bowl Stefan in race 7, and he's on Carey's scooter in the last of the night in Melbourne at 10:30. But his heart will be here at Albion Park, and he'll be glued to a television monitor in the driver's room. OK, race 4, Sandown, and Ron Hawkswell is ready as their greyhounds are loaded.
And 560, number 8, Aravada Bar, which has got its turn of pace.
Dennis Wilson at it again. I've been asking you all the way along. Are you getting nervous and you still tell me no?
No, I'm fine, Sam. My horse is fine. I'm fine, so.
That's good. Which one was your favourite? You went through undefeated. Which one was the one that was the highlight for you?
When we won the third one, you know, I got goosebumps with about 100 metres to go when I knew I had it, and just for the fact that that many won the three of them, you know.
We're having a look there, and did that mean something to you, the clean sweep?
Oh, absolutely. It's just very special to get a horse that can do this, isn't it? You know, to win 3 heats in a minute. Not many horses have done it, so.
Everyone's saying you have to go forward, but you're telling me, hold on, I make the decisions here.
Absolutely. I'm driving him, no one else.
Well, what are you going to do? Come on, then.
No, I have no idea till they say go.
All right, a lot of speed inside. Obviously, you've given it some thought. How do you perceive the race might pan out in that early stages?
Well, to be honest, I've watched the replays. I've sat up, and when the draw came out, the way the marbles fell, so to speak, and the more times I look at it, the more different scenarios I can find. So I just give up.
It's about 4 million permutations, isn't there?
That's right. There's and 4 million different ways the race can unfold in the first 100 metres.
And when you consider that first night, you went out at ridiculous odds of 7-2 because everyone, including myself, I'll throw in, didn't think you could win from inside the second line over a mile. It just goes to prove that we probably shouldn't overanalyse things.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, that night there was a little bit of interference, and that's a bit of luck I had. And in this game, luck's a fortune at times.
Do you have the best horse in the race?
I firmly feel I have the best horse, yes.
That'll do me, Dennis Wilson. Best of luck. They're moving up at Bankstown.
Well, that's a winning double for young Joshua Willick at Bankstown. He won earlier on Olympic Steel, and he drove that favourite with a great deal of confidence. Baruga Bullet, trained by Danny Gallagher, who's here tonight at Albion Park watching the Interdominion Grand Final. So that was a pick-up drive for Joshua. Now, the race coming up is worth $30,000, and it's a very traditional co-feature race on Grand Final night anywhere. The Consolation. And Safe and Sound is the short price favourite, into the red now at $1.80. Trained and driven by John Justice of Shaker Maker fame, and Safe and Sound has raced well through the heats, ran third on the first night to Courage Under Fire. He was blocked for a run last Saturday night behind At It Again at a crucial stage, and he missed a place on the middle night when he got caught very wide. He was off the track 3 deep for a good part of the trip. So there's nothing wrong with his form, and he's certainly entitled to favouritism in the Interdominion Consolation, which is coming up here in a moment. Now, Sandown Race 4, Black Jagger paid $5.80. 247 with the numbers. The gate is rolling now for the Interdominion Pacing Championship Consolation, and it's all Safe and Sound in the Shaker Maker colours. And a win by this horse, I imagine, would bolster the confidence of trainer-driver John Justice, who'll have Shaker Maker running at 9:45 tonight in the big one. Here's David Fowler.
At release point, there's the green light, away and racing. Jacker Smile only fairly away, breaking the line first, back of Benahy. Home for Christmas, showing speed and out wide. Safe and Sound is spearing into that first corner. Justice is keen to lead. He draws a half, 3 parts, now a length in front, and he takes Safe and Sound to the lead. He's out by 1 length, back of Benahy trails. Home for Christmas, he's caught without cover. 3 back the marker line. Jacker Smile, the outside go Charles, tracked in turn by Trois Frere. Vancouver next is caught out on a limb, 3 wide, but he's going forward. A length back in the field, Tailor-Made Lombo. Cam's Place, Alec goes back to the inside to save ground, and the big Kiwi, Pick Me Pockets, finds himself last. Down the home stretch with 2 circuits left to go. Speed looks pretty muddling. It's on top. Safe and Sound leading the way only narrowly. Bankurenek slides up into second spot. Back of Benahy with the trail. He's racing third, covered up by Home for Christmas. 3 back the marker line. Jacker Smile, the outside go Charles. Then came Trois Frere, who covers up Cam's Place, Alec. The Millionaire Mare is racing second last. Tailor-Made Lombo, tracked in turn by Pick Me Pockets. Into the back straight they go now for the first time, approaching the mile marker. On top, it's Safe and Sound. He's out by a long neck. In second spot was Bankura next. Racing third, the inside, back of Benahy, covered up by Home for Christmas. He's 1 out, 1 back, 3 back the marker line. Jacker Smile just inclined to over race. On his outside go Charles. Then came Trois Frere. He's on the outside of Cam's Place, Alec. Second last was Tailor-Made Lombo. Pick Me Pockets, leads them all. He's last. Onto the top corner they swing now with 1,500 metres left to go. The lead time in 80.2. Safe and Sound shows the way. Bancura next. He's nice and close to the outside. They go together. They're dead set level. Third with the easy ride was Back of Benahi. Home for Christmas. He's fourth. One out, one back. Three back the marker line. Jack a Smile. Go Charles is racing sixth in the centre. Going up three wide. Pick Me Pockets. Trailed everywhere it goes by the mare. Tailor-Made Lombo. Then Trois Frere who joins the three wide line. Last of all, Cam's Plays Alec. Down the home stretch they come. First cut of the mile in 31.4. Now the speed starts to go on. Safe and Sound in front. Joined out by Pick Me Pockets who's three wide. Going with them in the centre. Back of in the centre was Bancura next. Just in behind them, Back of Benahi. One out, one back. Home for Christmas. Then Tailor-Made Lombo. She's trailing three deep dangerously. Jack a Smile. Three back the marker line. In between runners was Go Charles. Then came Trois Frere. Cam's Place. Alec is last. Down the back they go. Passing the 600 metre. They sharpened up there. 29 seconds. Safe and Sound held back to them. He leads by a half a length. Pick Me Pockets. He's out on a limb. Three wide. Bancura next is at a tough run. Then Back of Benahi. Tailor-Made Lombo put under the whip. She's fifth but starting to come now. Then Home for Christmas. Jack a Smile. Trois Frere. Then Go Charles. And last of all, Cam's Place Alec. To the business end of the race now. Safe and Sound's in front. He leads by a half. Pick Me Pockets is trying hard. Three deep. Tailor-Made Lombo comes four wide. Back of Benahi with nowhere to go. They straighten up with 200 metres left to run. It's Safe and Sound in front. Back of Benahi goes back to the sprint lane. Safe and Sound in front. Back of Benahi trying to breach the margin. Safe and Sound in front. He's pulling out plenty. Maybe it's the big one next for Johnny Justice, and Safe and Sound. He wins the consolation by 3 parts of a length. Flying for second, Trois Frere. Third, Back of Benahi. Then Jack a Smile. Further back in the field, Home for Christmas. Tailor-Made Lombo didn't come on. Go Charles. Further back to Cam's Place Alec. Bancura next. And the last one home after a tough trip, Pick Me Pockets.
Well, exactly 1 hour from now, John Justice will saddle up behind Shaker Maker in the grand final. And it's not hard to imagine what a wonderful confidence booster that is, to win the consolation, the race preceding the big one. And what a marvellous performer he's been, Safe and Sound. That's his 65th lifetime start, his 29th win, and he's now an M11 class horse. Trained and driven by John Justice, and he was never going to get beaten. Held them safely at bay after working hard to lead from gate 6. Now race 5 coming up at Wentworth Park. This is heat 3 of the bracelet, and the popular with John Justice, who'll be on a real high now as the minutes tick away to the one John's been waiting for many, many months, driving the defending champion, Shaker Maker. I reckon this would be his second favourite though, Safe and Sound. Also an entire like Shaker Maker. Safe and Sound is a 6-year-old brown stallion by the very successful Safely Kept out of Larrakia Lady, and 65 lifetime starts, 29 wins and 23 placings. He had little luck on the middle night of qualifying heats. He was off the track most of the way, but he placed on the first night and was a good 6th last week behind at it again. We're going back to Moonee Valley, where Sean Kelly.
The final.
Yeah,
that's for sure. He certainly probably should have been
overall
in the final.
time 3:17.9 the mile rate, 2 minutes point 3, a genuine clip. 3:17.9, 2 minutes point 3.
I think tonight.
Well, enjoy this moment. There's a massive crowd, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy it even more if you're coming back in 60 minutes' time. Well done, Johnny. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
About Interdominion carnivals around Australasia every year is the fact that the old champions keep coming back. My guest now is Alan Hartley, who 29 years ago on this very racetrack drove the winner of the Interdominion Grand Final, and I refer to the horse they called the Junie Jet. Welcome advice. Alan, it's a delight to run into you again.
Yeah, it's very good to be here.
29 years, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that long. Time soon gets away on you.
Now, Alan, it was the old Albion Park track we're talking about. It lacked camber, it was flat, not nearly as quick as it is today,
no.
But that black horse came home at 100 mile an hour.
They raced the opposite way too.
That's right.
It was right-handed. And the tracks are a lot faster, it's a lot better track now, but he was a top horse. Welcome advice.
Held up, he could really sprint, couldn't he?
Yes, he could do it harder, he could sprint. he was a good, strong stayer.
What are your memories of the grand final 29 years ago? Do you remember the race step by step?
Not really. I remember he was locked in. He was in on the fence and only got out when we turned into the back straight. Got out a bit. He never got clear till he got into the home straight, and he finished brilliant then.
Yes, he did. I called the race, Alan, and it's amongst my most cherished memories of harness racing. I'll never forget his grand final win. He was actually trained by your late dad,
yes,
George Harpley, who was one of those wonderful old world horsemen, wasn't he?
Yeah, they learnt to trade properly from when they were kids.
What do you reckon he would have run on the new Albion Park track?
Oh, it's hard to say. I reckon in the low 50s, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Yeah.
You got a tip for this year?
Well, I like safe and sound. He's got that brilliant sprint there at the finish.
Shaker maker.
Shaker maker, at least.
Yep. So you're tipping a double for John Justice, eh?
Yeah.
All right, Al.
Sorry
we haven't got more time, mate. Thanks for coming up to chat with us, and congratulations on the job you did on that night so long ago.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Thanks, Al. Alan Harpley, who drove Welcome Advice to win the grand final on this very track in 1972. Here is Adam Hamilton, and he finally catches up with Karen Gaff.
Thanks very much, John. Yes, from an elder statesman, a legend of the sport, to one of the rising stars, Karen Gaff. And before we talk about her drive, Lombo repeater in the final, Karen, congratulations to you on taking out the Australasian Young Drivers Championship, and you put a gap in them too.
Oh yeah, Adam, I had a lot of good drives. I guess that helps. It's always luck of the draw, and you know, the horse I drove were really nice, and they ran sort of first and second, and my worst result was tonight. I think I ran sixth, so you know.
It's still a compliment, though. I mean, a lot of people might say that you drive horses well prepared by your dad and, of course, your husband, Andy, but you've got on outsiders here and you've taken out the series pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't get a lot of outside drives at home. Doesn't really worry me. I probably prefer to drive my own, but, you know, sort of it's nice to get the opportunity to drive other people's horses and, you know, in different states and see the differences, and, yeah, it's been really good.
You've had so many firsts in your career, premierships, winning a Group 1 race over there in Europe, the Harley-Davidson trot on Night Pistol, another first coming your way tonight, an Interdominion Grand Final pacing drive. Of course, you've driven Night Pistol in the trotters, but and Jerry Warrer, of course, but this time you're on Lombo repeater. She's a mighty mare. Can she cause some trouble for them even from that bad draw?
You'd probably think not on the way she's drawn, but it probably wouldn't have been any benefit to her to draw anywhere else. She hasn't got a lot of gate speed, and hopefully they'll go hard early, which will really suit her. She, you know, should be getting home. Whether, you know, the harder they go, the better for her. If they back off in the middle, I don't know whether I'll go around or not. You know, it's going to be a tough one to work out, but you sort of have to work it out while we're out there.
Yeah, terrific thrill for yourself. And people, it's interesting you say that because people expecting you to make an early move on her, but not necessarily so.
No, not necessarily. I think if the speed's on, she'll track up well, and if she can get, you know, a trail up or something, she'll be running on hard. You know, she's sort of unstoppable, and she'll fight on really well.
Good on you, Karen. Congratulations on winning the championship tonight, and best of luck in the final.
Thanks, Adam.
There's Karen Gaff, always here with a smile, always there to brighten the night up. We're going to a break, and stay tuned. We'll be back with a lot more on our Interdominion special here.
Top-class standard-bred horses in Australia for a long time now. I can't believe he's as relaxed and composed as he is tonight as the minutes tick away to the Interdominion Grand Final, in which Courage Under Fire will carry his famous colours. Greg, you were telling me you've been a lot jumpier than this in the past.
Yes, the amount of nerves seems to equate to how confident I am about winning the race, and tonight I'm not overly confident. Very hopeful, but certainly not optimistic, no.
Did the outside barrier dim your confidence?
5's a pretty good barrier, but 1, 2 or 3 would have been better, sure.
Yeah.
particularly having such good horses drawn inside him, that makes it a lot harder.
It must be very satisfying for you the way this crowd have taken the little horse into their hearts right through the series, and if he happens to loom up around the turn, they'll take the roof off this stand.
It'll be an incredible experience to listen to if he does look a chance, yes, for sure.
They love him. Greg, stand by. They're about to jump in race 6 at Wentworth Park, then we'll come back.
Queen Muffin left well.
For champ Courage Under Fire. Greg, let's go back 2 weeks and have a look at his heat win on the opening night over the mile journey when he had a lovely smother. He got a beautiful drag up and he really found the line. Here he is tracking Yule Star into the straight. Out he comes to make his run, and look at him knuckle down to his work there.
Yes, Brian said at this stage he thought that second to be as good as he'd get, but said the horse had other ideas and he really wanted to win.
When he's on song, he's a real trier.
He's a very gutsy horse, yes. He knuckles down and he's got that killer instinct in him, yes.
Let's have a look at his third or his second heat win on the third night of the series last Saturday night. Now he runs a track record in this for the 2,600 metre plus journey, and you were telling me that he holds a unique distinction of holding track records for this particular distance in 3 states.
Yes, Moonee Valley and Globe Derby at Adelaide. So he's definitely a strong star.
That horse that flashed down the outside there, Breeny's Fella, is probably not to be taken too lightly in this race tonight, provided he gets the right run.
Definitely. He ran a good second in the Interdominion last year, and I think did he win a Hunter Cup or something?
Yes, he won one of the majors last year in Melbourne.
And he ran a very strong second to us in Adelaide here about 2 months ago. So in the South Australian Pacing Championship. So, and that was in record time, and he was only less than a length away from us. So yes, he's a very good horse.
One of your horses, Franco Hat-Trick, almost sprung the boil over of the decade in the Trua Memorial at Bankstown a couple of years ago, when you went within a bee's knee of getting up to beat Christian Cullen.
Yes, we gave him a fright.
Sure did.
Yeah. No, he was a very good horse, Franco Hat-Trick. He's done well in the States, and Franco Air, his full brother, is certainly a striking sort of a 3-year-old now.
Greg, where does your passion for harness racing originate? How did it all come about?
I suppose it goes back to the days when my parents had a hotel at Toongabbie, and all of the talk around the bar and horse racing, and although at school it was mainly thoroughbred racing, there wasn't any talk of harness racing there, but I got involved with a couple of friends, and we got a couple of horses first year out of school on lease, and just played around with them and had a bit of fun.
But you've stayed with harness racing all through these years. There must have been plenty of people pulling your coat to buy a thoroughbred or two. In fact, I know you have a thoroughbred or two, but this is very much your first love and always will be.
Oh, yes. But when I was about 19, I had my first thoroughbred too.
Did you?
Yes. And a chap called John Berry at Canterbury trained him all those years ago.
I remember John Berry,
Yes. So I've had quite a number of gallopers since then, but haven't had the same sort of luck. And plus that, I like the intimacy of thoroughbred racing, the horses, the people. It's a little bit clubby sort of thing. It's nice people.
Well, Greg, it goes without saying that all of us at Sky extend our best wishes for little fellow tonight. I hope he has a trouble-free run, and I hope he looms up somewhere in the straight and gives this record crowd their money's worth. I'm sure he will.
I'd hope so. Okay, thanks very much,
and
John.
Should he win, may I say that no owner in the history of the sport will deserve it more than you do.
That's very kind. Thank you very much.
Good luck to you, Greg.
Okay, John.
Thank you for joining us. Greg Brodie, owner of Courage Under Fire. His Sandow.